Good morning and welcome back, everyone, to yet another agent call review. This is something that everyone should have their mentor do for them. Whether it's a good call or a bad call, knowing what you're doing wrong is the first step to doing what is actually right. Remember, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence isn't an act, it's a habit. I'm Ryan Valet, your FExpert or final expense expert, and I have actually made over 20 grand a month for 3+ years as an agent myself off of client booked appointments only. Now my goal is to help as many agents as I can understand how to truly make a living selling final expense life insurance, whether you're sitting at your desk in a cubicle or dialing in your underwear at home. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's get into it, guys.
Options
Well,
about
I guess I put in so many requests I can't keep them straight. What is?
yes, yes, sir.
Uh,
You were looking at different options about final expenses.
oh no, I've put that to bed. My body's going to go into the local medical school, and they're going to they're going to take what they want and burn the rest and give my
Really?
wife an
So
urn
you're
back.
not looking to leave any extra money behind or anything either?
You're not looking to leave
So,
any extra money behind either.
oh no, I've got that covered. That's she's got an estate. So yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's just all I was looking for was, when my dad died, the Neptune Society was $300.
Gotcha.
Now Neptune
changed quite a
Society
bit
was like
since.
I want $4,000 just to put me in a box and burn me. No,
Gotcha.
that's I had to also follow my dad's instructions because when they actually go into the Neptune Society, they ask you like questions like, well, what kind of coffin do you want to use? I go, coffin? You're cremating him. They said, well, yeah, but we just have we just have like a cardboard box, and then we have a coffin too. Well, my dad wants what's on what he purchased. They said, well, that's just a cardboard box. Well, then that's what we're using. Because that's why I'm here, because he knows that I don't have any, I will follow his, instructions to the letter. He's not going to spend any more money than, so, but yeah, I mean, it's really changed. The whole world is changed. So,
Absolutely.
but thank you very much for the call, but I'm, you go out and smile and dial, because you've got taxes and unbelievable stuff that you're going to have to pay for now that we're finding out what the government's been doing for the past 40 years. So you take care, okay?
Thank you. Likewise, sir. Have a blessed day.
Yeah, bye.
That would have been a 3-hour long conversation.
Yes, he was clearly a talker, without a doubt. Did right by letting him go and not trying to push him more and more. Once he said that he had an estate and everything, this is a good example of somebody who you have to trust their words, but it sounds like he's got everything all taken care of already. And you're not going to do much in changing his thoughts or opinions. I'm going to give it up to science, or I'm going to give it up to the local whatever it may be. That doesn't always work out, but I've found that those people are usually very headstrong, and it does sound like he came off.
He's obviously a conspiracy theorist as well. So
Yeah, that's to add to it all, and like you said, talking about a very long call that was fixing to be a very long call. So you
I was about to ask him if he didn't think he was going to qualify, or if it was just too expensive, but it was a moot point.
Yeah. Yep, I totally agree. He says he has money or an estate to take care of her, and and if he's saying that, then
why the hell is he signing up to begin with?
Do I?
So then why the hell is he signing up for options to begin with? If he's
and that's always a question you can ask, right? Um, you can ask. So what exactly? It never hurts to ask that. So what exactly made you request the information in the first place, right? Because you never know. We could be, and he's already done the research, and then you get him to tell you, well, this is. I found out I was looking into this, but really it came down to I found out these details, and this is the route I decided to go. Perfectly fine, right? So, but yeah, if you get the opportunity, definitely find out why they requested it in the first place. But
Maybe he just signed up because he wanted to talk to somebody, because he clearly does.
yeah, you never know with these people, man.
Hey, Mr. Ryan, this is Ryan. I was just getting back to you about that request that you put in. You were looking at different options about final expenses.
We already don't took care of it. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so just got to be quick with that one. Yeah, okay. Which one? Where you?
Which one of the
And
carriers
again, you can
did you
use
go with?
either option. But which one of our companies did you go with? So that way I can get you off the list here. Something of that nature. Again, the idea is to get an idea of who they got, and okay, are you if it's Mutual of Omaha, are you okay with the 2-year wait? But in hopes to get them to respond, or you could say, yeah, well, okay, so were you looking to? In this case, I probably wouldn't go this route because she's not saying. She's not leaving it with the thought that she just filled it out. She's basically saying, yeah, I don't want to, we're happy with what we've got. So that's where, again, just the quick response of, hey, look, were you looking, which one of our companies did you go with? Or so that way I can get you off our list, which one of our companies did you go with?
Hello?
Hey, Eric, this is Ryan. I was just getting back to you about that request that you put in. You were looking at different options about final expenses.
Final expenses, like life insurance?
Yes, sir. Looks like you signed up
okay.
on one of our social media questionnaires. I think it was Facebook.
Oh, I went ahead and
Just
with my current life insurance company and just upped the value. But thank you.
Which company did you go with?
Hello?
This is Ryan. I was getting back to you about that request that you put in. You were looking at different options about final expenses.
All right, but right now I can't do it. My husband's in ICU. All right?
I'm sorry to hear that.
I gotta go. All right?
We'll try back later on the week.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Yeah, just put her as a follow-up for like Friday or something.
Yeah, I freeze when people have, like, he just passed away or he's in the ICU or something like that.
Yeah,
I figure that'd be a really shitty lie. So why would they be doing it?
I wouldn't say that, dude. I've caught there have definitely been people where I have talked, and you know what I have to point out is that her last name is
Hello.
Hey, John, this is Ryan. I was getting back to you about that request that you put in. You were looking at different options about final expenses, sir?
Different options about final expenses?
Yes, sir. It looks like you signed up on one of the social medias sites. I think it was Facebook. Just to verify, I've got your email as.
That was a long time ago, and I've definitely gotten the insurance that I need since then.
Which one of
so who'd you
companies did you go with?
It doesn't matter. You will.
It does matter.
Sometimes it matters, but it doesn't matter to him. That was a long time ago, so that slipped through the cracks. So
yeah,
could have been upset about that.
I doubt it. It sounded like he was not interested.
Hello?
Hi, I'm trying to reach Marquise Moore.
Hello?
Hi, is this Miss?
Yes, it is.
This is Ryan. I was just getting back to you about that request that was put in. You were looking at different options about final expenses. I've got the name as And beneficiary is that you?
Mhm.
Excellent. Well, just to verify you real quick, I've got your email as,
Mhm.
is that correct? So just in case you missed
Yes.
it, my name is Ryan and this call is being recorded for quality and training purposes. But
I've been talking to someone about insurance. I'm waiting on them to get back with me.
okay, that was someone from Reveiw?
Was somebody from somewhere else, I believe.
Gotcha. I think this is the first time we as a company have contacted you. Have you had
Yeah.
any quotes as of right now? Or have you
I had some quotes and I've given some payment information, and I'm just waiting on policies, I believe.
Okay,
gotcha.
so who'd you wind
Which
up going with?
company? Yeah, which company did you
Uh,
wind up going with? Oh,
Perfect. Is there some major health issues or something?
are there major health issues, if you don't mind me saying so?
yes, my husband has
Have they
congestive
recommended him
heart
for a
failure.
kidney transplant or anything?
They haven't recommended him for a transplant yet, have they? Got you. Because they are not very particular as to who they allow, so that's just why I was curious. But
And just to give you a heads up, usually it does not accept anybody who's been recommended for a transplant for day one coverage. Are you aware
But
of that?
if things don't go the way it should go, I can reach out and give you a call back.
yes, ma'am. It does not cover people for day one coverage that has been recommended for, just to let you know. Are you still there, Miss Moore?
Did they explain that to you?
I didn't know if they explained that to you. I was just trying to give you as much information as humanly possible so you could make the best decision going forward.
Yeah, they explained everything to me with the 2-year waiting period and everything.
Gotcha. So okay, you do know that there's going to be a 2-year wait.
Hmm.
No, it's usually not the cheapest option. I'd be more than happy. I mean, if I could find you something that was cheaper, would
And
that make more sense?
Seek is not usually the cheapest option for a 2-year wait. If you've got a few minutes, I can see if I can find you something a lot less expensive.
Well, right now I'm driving. Can you call me back at around noon?
Gladly. I'm open at noon exactly. I'll happily reach
Okay.
out, Miss Moore, and I'll talk to you then. And bye for now.
Bye bye.
See, I need to
Okay.
know this about. I need to know that about.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason for doing these type trainings, right? To the biggest thing that I found is when it comes to learning everything, you don't remember everything, and it's hard to come up with it on the fly, even if you do, right? So doing these, it's becomes almost as if you're saying it, because although you are physically saying it, I'm giving you the ideas, and so that will help you then to remember it. So just a couple things to cover. Okay, so the first thing is um, when we're talking about Sika, just like I mentioned, they one of the things in Sika is one of the questions, sorry, that they ask in Sika is, have you been recommended in the last 5 years to have a transplant of any kind, right? And if that is answered yes, then it's an automatic knockout. Okay. So now, and that's why I said
Day one coverage knockout or
day one coverage knockout. Remember,
Gotcha.
Guaranteed issue is never a knockout. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could literally, they could be just practically embalming you, and GI will cover you, right? So it doesn't matter. But day one coverage, on the other hand, no. So the questions are all based on the day one coverage option with Sika. So that's how I knew that in this case that they had to have given him a day one or a 2-year wait. So the thing I want to add to this is you have to, when you're proposing things, it needs to be less of a question. Like, for example, where you can have a question is, okay, so Ryan, whenever it comes down to that coverage, I mean, if I could find you something that was cheaper and get you the same amount of coverage, would that not make sense? You know, Sika is a more expensive option when you're talking about a 2-year wait, right? So that's okay. However, when it comes to how you approached it, it was more, well, so what if I could find you something that might be cheaper and I could get you another quote, right? So it's all about the positioning and the wording of it. Clearly she's interested in saving money, and is GI something that we want to run after? No, but she's already stating that she committed to a GI product. So if she already committed, hey, look, and a better way to put that too, keep in mind, is, hey, so Ryan, whenever it comes down to options, I can actually work with just about any carrier in the state, and we, you know, as far as getting it covered, I know Sika very well. They're a great company, just so you know. However, they don't actually provide the lowest option whenever it comes to the guaranteed issue options. So, I mean, if I could find something that was a little bit cheaper, you know, probably significantly cheaper, would that make sense? Right? Get her to convince herself that she's interested. So obviously there are some factors, but I've never seen, to my knowledge, I've never seen Seek actually be the lowest GI option. So again, just to summarize, remember, it's less about asking for permission and more about making statements of, hey, look, I've got, you know, I can work with pretty much any carrier in the state, or I can see just pretty much any carrier in the state. And when it comes down to it, Sika usually isn't the best option, or the cheapest option, rather. So if I could find you something that would give you the same coverage for cheaper, would that make sense to you? And get her to commit to, well, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, perfect. Now she's got something to go off of. And don't tell her, well, yeah, we could get Gerber and AIG lower than what you're currently paying. Right? Don't tell her that, because then she'll just go to that agent and say, hey, I want Gerber instead. You know, you want to leave that door open.
You might need to pivot. This is not a guarantee that she's going to even qualify for it.
Oh no, guaranteed issue. There's no qualifications. There's no questions.
Subscribe now to be a Fexpert. Do it.